Sam. We have to talk about some stocks that are going insane today. And I know some people will give me a hard time because that's what Jeremy says. He uses the word insane, but last time I checked, anyone can say the word insane. So we're going to look at 3 stocks that are going crazy today. The word of the day is going to be manipulation. There is a lot of manipulation going on in the stock market, in the crypto market, in my eyes. But if we take a look at these, we can see what's happening and hopefully set us up in a way that's going to be beneficial the next time this happens. Now, of course, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. I am covering this. I love talking about stocks and crypto. I know some people will give me a hard time saying that I'm just talking about stocks because they're up today, but I try to make a video on stocks at least every 2 days, usually every single day, and I will not stop making videos on crypto or stocks. I've been making them the whole time throughout the last couple months. So we're going to take a look at 3 different stocks. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. It shows that you actually like this. Also, hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. If you guys want, you can share this to someone else. And there is a link down there to Webull in case you want some free money. I know free money goes a long way these days. So if you guys want that, just deposit $100. Also, there is a link down there to BlockFi to get an interest rate and a bonus on your crypto. So the first stock today is Coinbase. Now, one of the reasons I say there's manipulation is because there's manipulation in the crypto market. We have to cover this real quick. There has been manipulation by some of the larger institutions, by some of the whales, some of the people that hold a lot of crypto to create a panic sell. At least that is what I think. That's what a lot of other crypto experts think. And that's what's happened. A lot of newer wallets, because you can see this, a lot of wallets that are really new or, pretty inexperienced, sold off their crypto at a loss. And then whales picked up a significant amount. There's a lot of money that was picked up by some of the larger players, and they were happy to pick this up. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt all at the same time in crypto, which does affect Coinbase's stock. So we've seen a massive sell-off pretty much every single day since Coinbase went public, and it's just come down and come down and come down. A little bit of a trap there, and then it kept on falling down. Over the last 5 days, we have seen it go up about 13%, and today we are up about 7%. So what happened? Well, yesterday, Coinbase stock said, or Goldman Sachs said that Coinbase could rise another 36%, giving it a 300 plus buy rating. Today, we have JP Morgan Chase, which is now initiating a buy on this. So they gave a pretty high price target of about 371, which is about 60% over the current levels. Now, the thing is, this is pretty significant, obviously, but we have had it just fall and fall and fall. So the thing is, yes, that is a large increase from here, but overall, it's still not even where we were when it went public. So it is interesting. I think there's still a lot of manipulation. If we look at Goldman Sachs, they had something that was leaked yesterday saying that Ethereum was going to eclipse Bitcoin. They still have high price targets on Bitcoin. So there's a lot of interesting things happening where a lot of these institutions are probably picking up a good amount of shares after creating fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and they're picking up really cheaply, and then they're going out and putting buy ratings on these, which is crazy. Obviously that happens, but it seems like it's more obvious than ever that this is happening. Now, I like Coinbase. I've been buying it since IPO day. I waited for it to pump, and then I bought it on the way down, but obviously that did not do very well because it's kept on falling down. Now, I think if crypto still does well, if we are not going into a bear market in crypto, Coinbase will do well. The volatility in crypto, like it going up and down 20% here and there, is actually good for Coinbase. They get fees for that. They get paid for that. They have more than just the fees that we get. They loan out money. They help acquire crypto. So they get paid a variety of different ways, and they are growing quite quickly, obviously, because they grew significantly recently. We know that they grew their revenue a crazy percentage over the last year. Now, something that also was some fear, uncertainty, and doubt was all these people that thought that Coinbase was going to crush their Q1 or their last numbers after they went public. Well, the numbers that they gave when they went public were the numbers for Q1. They just announced the numbers for Q1. They were just unaudited when they went public. So they are the same numbers, and that's why we saw a sell-off that day, because I think a lot of people were expecting, like, instead of $800 million in net income, they were expecting maybe $1 billion or something like that. So they're expecting an increase, but those were the same numbers. So I think there was some uncertainty about that. Another stock we have to take a look at is Voyager. So I just did a video a couple days ago saying that was the last time that you could get Voyager for cheap. Friday, when the market closed, it was at 16.75, and since then it's up about 14%. Actually, it should be 15%. So Voyager has their earnings today. I'm really curious to see what they do. I think their revenue will be around 58 million, which is significantly more than last time. I think it's 15 to 20x off the top of my head what they had for Q4 of last year. And I think their next quarter is going to be all the better. It's just a smaller version of Coinbase, it's a crypto exchange. It is different, but it is another crypto exchange. Now, of course, if you guys want to see what I'm buying and selling, you can check out the link down below to Patreon, because recently I did talk about my largest holding, which is Tattooed Chef, which is going crazy today. So I have some of their food right here. I'm getting ready to eat this after we film this video here today. I love their food. First of all, their food is really good, especially any of their Mexican food is fantastic. I know some people don't like meat replacements or like vegetarian food. I'll be honest, there's some food that you eat in normal life that doesn't have meat, and they have some of those types of foods, and you would expect this to be at like a restaurant, and it's microwaved. So I think they have a lot of room to expand. I think restaurants would take this food. Like, they would like to have it in their facilities and just be able to heat it up, essentially. Now, I think Tattooed Chef has been a great buy. I bought and pretty much doubled my position when it was in the 16s just a little while ago, right? We saw a massive dip in the morning one day back on May 13, and I went shopping. So I bought a lot of shares, and since then it's up about 31%. I think there's large money that's flowing into this. Let's be honest. So it's gone up 33%. There's 600 million more in market cap. Big money is starting to flow into this a little bit, or at least some bigger whales are starting to flow into this, because a lot of retail investors ran out of money during these dips here for a couple months. So I think there is some larger money coming in here. Now, after the last earnings call, I listened to the whole thing. It was a great earnings call. They beat expectations on revenue. Now, their net loss was higher than people expected. So their net loss was actually about 11 cents below what people expected and the consensus was, but their revenue beat by about 10%, a little bit higher than 10%, 15% maybe. So I will apologize. My computer is super slow. I was actually just looking at computers today. Apparently it's having a hard time today, but we crushed revenue. We're growing very quickly. We have over 9 figures in cash. And we just picked up a company, or a couple different processing plants, a couple different factories that we picked up for 35 million, I want to say, and they're going to have revenue of a couple hundred million in the next couple of years. At least that's what the company says. So they still have more than 9 figures in cash. They could be profitable if they weren't reinvesting in their business so much really quickly here. They are going to have, I believe, over their expectations. So this does not include revenue from the second Karsten facility because it's not currently in operation, but they think that will be up here in the next couple months. So the company expects to update guidance once that occurs. I think that's going to be a huge increase. I mean, whether we're talking 20 million or 30 million or 40 million, I don't know yet, but the revenue estimate will go up, and I think they will crush revenue this year. I think that is almost a guarantee. Of course, I don't want to say it is a guarantee. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but if I had to guess, I think they will crush it. That is one of the reasons why this is one of my top holdings. I think Tattooed Chef has a lot of room to expand, and in my mind, this is an easy $40, $50 stock 2-3 years from now. I think it's an easy double up in the next 2-3 years. And who knows, it could be 4 or 5 years. You're still going to beat the general market with this. It depends on whether institutional money is flowing into this, and it depends on where they grow. They want to grow outside of the freezer aisle. They also want to grow not just snacks, but I'm assuming they want to actually go in restaurants and stuff like that, have some big partnerships there. They just updated, and they're innovating very quickly. They just updated and added like the 4 packs of these different foods and I've already seen them in my store. They're doing a great job of getting this out to more and more places. Now, another company that is just having massive amounts of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and manipulation is LifeMD. Now, this is a company I picked up in the low 20s. It's been one of my worst performing stocks. And honestly, it came at a terrible time that I bought this. So I bought this during this hype run, right? So I bought it right around here and I wrote it up and I was up about 30%. And then, then they started to have some fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They got a short report. The growth sector sold off. There were a lot of articles talking about how telehealth is a terrible business to be in, and it bottomed all the way out around here, down about 78% at $6.50. Now, I did not pick up more shares here. I held throughout this whole period. I sold a little bit today just to decrease my position a little bit, but overall, it is going insane right now. Over the last week, this isn't even the low of the day on May 13. But over the last week, we're up about 90%. Now, this is what we have to look out for in stocks, right? First of all, they've actually had some good news. So, of course, there has been all these different articles and pieces talking about how LifeMD is risky and how you should short it and stuff like that. They're growing revenues quickly. Revenue increased 323% to record $18.2 million. 91% of revenue was by subscriptions. Telemedicine orders increased 373%. Gross profit increased 400%. Cash totaled about $13.4 million, which is about $4 million more than the year before. Now, this is still kind of risky in terms of cash position because they do have current debt that is almost the same as their cash, but they are growing very quickly right now. They're growing quickly. They are actually updating guidance and upping guidance regularly. They are planning on having a blowout year in terms of revenue. And I think a lot of people saw an opportunity to push this stock lower because of all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It seemed like an easy stock to manipulate because it's a $300 million market cap. And at the low point here, it was $150 million, $160 million. Before this, it was up in the $700 million range. So it was still pretty low in terms of market cap to manipulate. And it's really easy to hire someone or to pay someone to write an article, a negative article about a stock, right? Especially one that has gone up so much, like LifeMD. It's gone up a lot this year. But it's really easy to hire someone like that and then make a lot of money on the shorts. And that's where we have to be careful, right? If you buy into a stock, you can always do more research, right? But if you just sell it because you're worried about what the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is, or you're worried about this, that, or the other thing, and you're not really thinking for yourself, but you're just giving into fear, you have to be careful. We've seen that in the crypto market this week, right? Like I said, a lot of people sold at lows because of all the media, and they were not thinking for themselves. So that's where you have to be careful. Now, I am trimming my position on LifeMD. After going through this, after seeing it fall, I do realize that there might be a lot of more paper-handed players in LifeMD. And to be honest, I'm okay getting out of the telehealth sector a little bit. I bought this at a much different time in the market when money was running rampant. People were buying SPACs at $13 even though they hadn't announced a merger, and things were crazy right then. And sure, I was playing speculation a little bit with LifeMD. They had growing revenues. They were expanding very quickly. There were a lot of people that were really bullish on it, and I've done multiple videos on it, so I'm not probably giving the best explanation for all the bull points on LifeMD, but it was a much different time. Now, I am okay with selling off a little bit. I sold off just a small position, or a small part of my position today, less than 20%, but I am okay trimming that position as it goes up. And if it goes down, I'm willing to hold. I think over time it will get back up to where it was. But the question is that the best use of my money? Maybe not. So I think we are on quite a bull run here, or a nice uptrend over the last 5 days. So I'm okay or actually over the last 10 days or so, 11 days. So I'm okay waiting a little bit more because I think there is a lot of momentum in this stock, but we will have to see as time goes on. So these were the stocks. I actually included a fourth one when you include Voyager, but Coinbase, Voyager, Tattooed Chef, and LifeMD. Definitely think for yourselves, guys. I know some people don't have the time of day to look into all these, so maybe just pick a couple stocks that you feel really comfortable with. Definitely diversify. So I said pick a couple different stocks, but honestly, you should have more than 2 or 3. I have some people coming up to me and saying, hey, what do you think? This is my portfolio. It's 4 penny stocks or something like that. Very risky. But on that note, I will end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribe and checking out those links down below to Webull to get some free money. And you can trade before the market opens and after it closes. Some of the best deals I've gotten are before the market opens. And then you can also check out that link down below to BlockFi. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.